here's what I found is a little bit weird. How come there are so many bats flying around me, while at the same time, I've got myself some cute butterflies hovering around me. And I was like, okay, that's a bit weird, able to have two of those flying type creatures surrounding me. But either way, enough about that cutie distractions right there. Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Maxi here once again, and I'm back for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Donkey Kong 64 for the Nintendo 64. So last time, we've pretty much 100% through everything in terms of Frantic Factory, and on top of that, we've beaten the third boss in the game, known as Mad Jack, which all in all I found him pretty easy, all things considered, despite, you know, back in my childhood memories, I did have some bit of struggles with that boss fight, but now in 2023, I know exactly how I deal with this guy. So today, for this video, is the fact that we can not only we can actually get some more golden bananas now, thanks to the funds that we're able to actually access to every single character in the game, but also we need to able to put in the third DK key onto its cage, and not only that, we can probably now hit back into Jungle Japes now, because after all, like I said before, we've able to actually access to every single character in the game, and as you can see on screen, none of those new worlds have been accessed yet. So this means that we need to get into the next world in order able to actually do this process, where it comes to likely able to actually access to the next world. So, but we're not going to deal with that right now, because like I said before, that we're going to be hit on to Jungle Japes to able to go back into, to able to actually hopefully try to 100% through everything in terms of Jungle Japes. But first off, let me go ahead and take care of the forms of some other objectives, and somehow I'm about to get hit by the Zinger, because obviously he just charged at me as soon as I able to open up this particular cage, which reveals its first golden banana in DK Isles for Chunky Kong. So yeah, that's pretty much about that. So yeah, we'll take care of the forms of some of these portions in DK Isles first, before we dive right back into the forms of Jungle Japes, because after all, we can now able to actually experience other areas of the game, well, to be more specifically, other areas in Jungle Japes, because, you know, we couldn't able to actually access them as either Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong, because some of them are actually, well, pretty steep, and then sometimes there is the fact that certain switches can only be accessed if you only use that specific Kong. So, for instance, as you can tell, there's another instrument panel, so in some cases though, let me go ahead and switch over to Lanky Kong for a second. So just to ensure that we've obviously recognized that particular instrument icon, so, and hopefully we'll get ourselves, what else? Another golden banana. So, yeah, certain golden bananas in DK Isles will obviously brings us into the forms of the musical instrument panel, but if you managed able to execute one of them, then you get yourselves a golden banana, thanks to the forms of Squawks the Parrot, managed able to stand them down. And I have no idea why the music doesn't play out, assuming if the golden banana was actually dropped, so I just have no idea why it keeps on doing that. I'm guessing because of emulation issues or something like that, so. But anyway though, so now let's go ahead and go back into Jungle Japes as we go along, because, you know, we can now able to actually just do some more things here and there. So, apologize for that tongue twisting in the end, folks, for this point, because, well, I just seriously cannot wait till they're able to actually get back into this world, because, well, after all, we still need to able to collect, you know, the usual golden bananas, as well as the regular bananas with 3 Kongs, essentially, both Lanky Kong, Tiny Kong, and Chunky Kong exponentially, so we can pretty much guarantee we can able to actually just do 100% everything on this particular world for this point for reals now. And same applies to the forms of Angry Aztec. Well, mind you, we did done most of this stuff during the forms of an Angry Aztec, except the fact that we don't obviously have Chunky Kong to begin with. So yeah, let's just activate that particular feather switch for Tiny Kong first of all. So in some cases though, let's get that banana bunch, and takes us into the next minigame challenge. In some cases we have to do swimming, splish, splash, salvage. So basically all you have to do in this minigame challenge is the fact that we need to collect all of the coins, while at the same time we do need to avoid these starfishes. So, and I believe if you dare touch the starfish, then obviously you will fail the challenge and you have to try again. So At least, it's been a very long while since I actually just managed able to utilize the swimming controls in this game, because I know for a fact that the last time we actually come across into a lot of swimming controls was actually by the forms of I would classify for staying in DK Isles, most likely, because, well, I just have no words to say, so... And thankfully the last coin is just on the center, and there we go. Nicely done. So hopefully we'll get ourselves the next golden banana, which at this point in time, I think relatively speaking, we're now on to 58 right now. So I believe we've almost had 100 golden bananas, which as a result is getting really fast when it comes to progressing some of these things. So, and I think, exponentially speaking, we're now on to the first quarter away for the sake of the forms of 101%ing this game. So, yeah, it's going pretty quick, kind of thinking about it, despite the fact that there are some slow moments here and there, most notably with the forms of some very obscure camera angles, and on top of that, some very spread out collectibles placements, as far as I'm aware. So, but you know, you get the idea. So I think, yeah, these blue bananas are for Lanky Kong, so hopefully we'll come across into that in a moment. So, yeah, a few things I want to explain while this is happening is the fact that today's day is, of course, the 20th of January today, in this case in 2023 today. So, naturally speaking, today marks today's release of the next Fire Emblem game has just recently came out for the Nintendo Switch during the forms of today, within not only in the UK, but also in America, and I think technically Japan has already got it, thanks to the forms of a different time zone. So as a result, Fire Emblem Engage is not only just came out today, but also the first pack of the forms of the expansion pass. So, in terms of Fire Emblem Engage, you know, DLC pass. So, as a result, I can't remember what the first expansion pass we're able to brings us into, because mind you, it's been a very long while since I actually mentioned something related to Fire Emblem Engage. But I don't know about the forms of the review scores are going to be like, but as a result though, I think I'll mention more about it until whenever we get into the next portion of Donkey Kong 64, most notably whenever we get into Angry Aztec, basically, after we basically done with the forms of everything in terms of Jungle Japes, basically. So, because again, for the most part, Jungle Japes is a very simple, easy world, not too many hard complications or anything else to be more specific. So, anyway, so now let's go ahead and get into the next minigame challenge as Lanky Kong. So in some cases though, obviously we need to use the grape shooter, basically. And from here we can able to actually get into Mad Maze Merle. So basically in this minigame challenge is the fact that we need to destroy every single enemies in this entire challenge. Which, you know, it's kind of like the similar minigame challenge as the forms of how it does it in not only the actual stealth section, but also say applies with the forms of, well, I would classify for saying one of those challenges coming up or something like that. But either way though, that might be sure enough, it might be saying something. Because I know for a fact it's been 2 days ago since I've actually last played this for sure. But ultimately speaking though, this challenge is really easy. Because obviously you don't need to worry about the forms of that stealth section here and there. So instead you're able to just kick enemies' butts, and that's all you have to do. Once you're done with that, you simply got able to once again make your way to the finish line as you go along. So, there we go. So I believe we've only got one more golden banana left until we reach 460. So, yeah. In fact, it doesn't take that long, doesn't it? For able to actually, like, you know, hunt for some certain things as to be expected. So, and there's also short things worth noting for is the fact that before you, like, you know, able to actually access to other areas, you must be sure you need to able to first learn those specific moves in order to able to proceed to certain worlds, so, or specific sections of the world. So, like, for instance, about the fact that there was actually that new place that we were about to be able to come across into later, that, hopefully, though, that, although I'll explain more details about that in a moment, so... Anyways, let's go into this part number 3, so just to ensure that we will be able to quickly able to actually access this particular area to not only get even more bananas from here, but also that you notice about the fact that this particular thing has already been opened, thanks to forms of, although before we get into that though, let me go ahead and quickly go ahead and deal with this little mud dirt, so just to ensure that we will pull off a special move. And from here we'll get ourselves, of course, the rainbow coin, so, or multicolored banana coins basically, so. And sure enough, something tells me there's a banana balloon around here somewhere, so. And it looks like he's trying to tell us about the fact that we need to sort something out in this section, so. Which, believe me, something tells me about the fact that we need to deal with these little pole things to able to ground pound into, or slam into, but before I do that though, let me quickly do this banana balloon first. There we go, simple and easy. And I think we're pretty much almost done with the forms of Lanky Kong as far as, you know, getting every single bananas I'm concerned, and on top of that, just obtain the actual banana medal too, so. Oh, and also I just realized about something is the fact that, well, I don't know if you noticed, but during the Forms event 10 days ago, that basically one of those Windows computer updates for software updates. Oh yeah, before I get more details onto this though, once you pound those little poles, then basically we can simply just deal with those zingers right there, or you can potentially try to do the easy way, like I'm just doing right here, by using one of your instruments, and that kills them off all in one particular hit, with that nice little shockwave. And from here we get ourselves another golden banana, just behind in that picture frame. So yeah, I love satisfying moments like this, especially if you're having a hard time with those enemies, then by all means you can do that. And also, there's a banana fairy in there too, so let me just go ahead and get a good shot on this, and... Ah, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, you. Ah, dang it, I somehow failed on that, like, none of those purposes, I suppose. Come on. Did I get it? Oh, come on. It needs to be in a direct center, that's why. Maybe because it's been a very long time since I actually last played Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo 64. But either way, though, that might be saying something about the fact that why my snapshot camera shots just feels a bit lackluster every nowadays. But anyways, now we're done with that area, and now we can simply just move on to the next couple of sections, so... Because, yeah, for the most part, though, it's just about the fact the matter is, though, that, you know, can't believe that the new Fire Emblem game has already came out, so, for just recently, so... And, speaking of which, though, is the fact that I've heard about the fact that there's going to be a new tour coming up for Mario Kart Tour at some point during the Forms of next Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure what this is all about, but I will definitely find out until whenever we continue that discussion, until whenever we get to, let's just say on Monday, basically, if we get into the Forms of the revisit to Angry Aztec. So, anyway, so that's the another banana balloon right here. And of course, we'll grab some more bananas onto that slant as we go, and able to actually dive right into another minigame challenge. And this one's kind of a fun one. Speedy Swing Sortie. And basically, all you have to do is once again obtain the DK coins, except we now need to able to get onto the actual swinging vine to vine, basically. So it's kind of like the forms of one of those tutorial segments of the game as Donkey Kong, except, well, you just have to simply use Lanky Kong in order to able to proceed, so... But yeah, for the most part it's pretty simple and easy, it's just, you know, you have to do it with a bit of a timing jumps and what have you, so, pretty easy. So, yeah, not much else to say, so, and I think we've only got about 2 more golden bananas left for Lanky Kong, and hopefully we'll do some more stuff with Tiny Kong, and especially noticeable with Chunky Kong as well, and once we're done with the forms of some other situations first, so let's get some more camera rolls, so just to ensure about the fact that we don't want to waste too much, in case if we stumble across another banana fairy, basically, so... And I think these bananas are for Tiny Kong, so we'll definitely switch her until later. And of course, there's some more banana balloons for Chunky Kong, so definitely we'll keep an eye out for it. Especially that I think the tag barrel is actually not too far from here. So, because I'm pretty sure we've almost at the room where... Oh, there's another banana fairy. So, there we go. We've able to actually take a picture of 2 banana fairies. So, there goes that. And I think that particular banana balloon is for Tiny Kong, basically. So, yeah. Looks like those banana fairies aren't too far from here, I don't think. Especially considering how Jungle Japes is actually a simple and easy world, so... But anyways, let's get back into the forms of the exactly the same environment as what we've actually stumbled across into, well, Cranky's lab as was located, as well as the tons of beavers we can able to beat the Christ out of. So, anyway, so there's the banana bunch for Lanky Kong right here, and I did not meant to able to activate this. Well, I was short here because of how in fact I just want to take care of those enemies within like a few shots, so... And there we go! Banana medal for Lanky Kong, so as well as the banana bunch we've already obtained. So, anyways, let's activate that switch, and I think this will basically activate the actual another cage to be opened, right near to where the cannon is. And of course, just like the forms of how it does it for Diddy Kong, that we do need able to keep an eye with the time limit. And screw you darn beaver. But on the upside is though, is the fact that we can use those little banana ports, so just to ensure that we'll make the actual travel process a bit faster. Although I could potentially try to able to utilize the number 2 pad as well, so just to make things a little bit more easy for ourselves, so... Also, I don't know, suppose if you noticed, but during the past few days, that while the actual the recording sessions have been up, that basically though, during the past few days, that my god, the weather condition during the forms of the UK has been all over the place recently. Like, I know for a fact that luckily the rain doesn't exist already, well, at least assuming so anyway, but I totally get it because we're still in winter season basically, so even then, that might be saying something, so... Anyways, I think we've only got about 1 more golden banana left for Lanky Kong, which is pretty obviously it will be the blueprint, basically, so so I think that pretty much takes care of the forms of Lanky Kong for a while, until God knows if we're able to find some more bananas for him, so... Until we're able to once again reach up for 100, so... So now let's go ahead and switch over to Tiny Kong right here, just to ensure that we will find some even more bananas around here. And yes, including with the forms of that particular banana balloon as well. And hopefully we'll be able to stumble across into a new area as well, that we haven't explored yet, ever since the beginning of the game. Because, you know, we are able to actually access to both of those characters during the forms in the beginning. Because, obviously, this is the world that you were able to rescue Diddy Kong, so... But before I carry on, let me go ahead and grab some more banana coins, as we will try to able to collect more of them if we decide to able to learn some more moves and stuff like that. I think, fundamentally speaking of the forms of the banana coins, essentially, I don't think that the banana coins are necessary to able to go for 100% completion, although you do need some of them in case if you want to buy something, like, you know, new abilities, alongside with the forms of some weapons, musical instruments, and you name the rest. But you don't necessarily need to grab them all, because otherwise, well... Unless if you're very curious, if you really want to obtain them all, then by all means you might able to give that a chance or something, so... Alright, there's a banana bunch right up there for Lanky Kong, so I honestly truly forgot about that. Which, gee, I didn't pay attention to that at all, but we're able to get the banana bunch for Tiny Kong here, so... In fact, relatively speaking though, let me go ahead and oh, there's another balloon right here, so I think we should probably deal with that first before we take care of the switch. Oh yeah, I suppose I want to mention something, is that, okay, it's just another golden banana that's usually not far from here, but at the very least, 30 seconds, so we need to rush this up. But thankfully with that particular banana port, basically, it'll just takes me there straight away, so... By simply swimming onto the left as we go, and I guess that's about it, basically. Nice. So only 3 more to go for Tiny Kong. But don't worry, we will get to Chunky Kong eventually, once we're done with most of the stuff, so... But anywho though, again, there's not much else I can say, aside from the fact that, well, at this point in time, I'm pretty much almost rage quit with the Mario Kart Tour, like I said before, due to the forms of bad controls, like I said before, but I just have no idea why it's the same for this point right now. So anyways, let's quickly... Excuse me, Beaver? How dare you show up as soon as I exit out the actual tag barrel? Gee, enemy respawns do exist anyway, so... Okay, so it's not on that particular tree, but it is definitely the one on the right, for sure. So we'll just go ahead and fetch that. And I think we're down to 10 more bananas left for Lanky Kong, but definitely will we be able to keep an eye on it and join at some point. So, anyways, now let's go ahead and switch over to Chunky Kong right now to obviously obtain some more bananas. And yeah, believe me when I'm saying this is gonna be a, you know, a massive marathon. In fact, suffice to say, at this point in time, this might actually be one of the longest Donkey Kong Let's Plays I've ever done in the channel so far. Well, I would say the second longest will be Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, due to the forms of tackling both versions of the game for its different level design, as well as the different boss locations for certain kingdoms, which is understandably so. So anyways, let's grab some more bananas, thanks to that banana balloon, which we've already did somehow pull this off. And toss this little rock to that wall. And don't forget to obtain the bunch of banana, by the way, because otherwise, I believe if you dare miss this out, well, I'm not exactly sure that respawns, but either way though, I honestly have no words able to test this out, because I refuse to miss it. So, well, speaking of that blue banana bunch though, there's another one somewhere right near to Chunky Kong's golden banana was. So, I'm also trying to obtain that, but first off, let me go ahead and try to take care of some other stuff here and there. Like, for instance, I think we'll go ahead and obtain, I think there's actually a green banana bunch just right on top of the forms of Cranky Kong's lap, which is pretty weird to able to actually have a placement like this. And, oh, seriously? Can you turn around, please? Yeah, the only drawback I have with Chunky Kong sometimes is that he doesn't go in a 360 turn sometimes. Especially, you always have to rely on the, you know, the camera facing backwards for you. So, but at least on the upside, we actually somehow reach it from here. And since the time is up, so this means that I have to try that switch challenge again. But that's fine, because either way, we'll, sure enough though, we'll be able to keep trying and stuff like that. Unlike something related to, well, I don't know about you, because again, it's been about 2 days ago since I last played this, so... So yeah, there's a Lanky Kong's banana bunch right there, alongside with his coins as well, which I think I'll try to grab that until whenever I obtain the first golden banana for Chunky Kong first, for Jungle Japes, and hopefully we'll able to find, you know, the last 2 blueprints in this level. Well, we've already collected one for the likes of the forms of Lanky Kong, basically, but we're hopefully gonna get one of them for not only Tiny Kong, but also Chunky Kong as well, so... And I do apologize, there's not much commentary at the moment, because, well, hopefully by that time enjoying the next video at some point on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, essentially, that I will be able to actually mention more details about other stuff, so... Anyway, so let's obtain this within 6 seconds to spare. 64! Man, I really like that number, especially because that was a number related to the system we are playing on. Mind you, this is all likely, you know, crystal clear version of the game. Mind you, I was originally going to be playing on the original hardware, but of course due to the forms of the lag or some slight slowdown. But I will have to admit though right away, I actually really like, I don't know about you, but either way, let's just switch over to Lanky Kong for a second, just to grab that banana bunch right there. So, and I don't think we can probably able to switch over to Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong anytime soon, because obviously we've already did somehow accomplish with them two ever since the beginning of the game, basically, so... Because usually, whenever I do somehow manage to play this game on my own time with the original cartridge version, that usually I just take care of the forms of the boss first at some form or another. Well, despite the fact that I need to grind for more bananas for each character. But as a result, if I deal with the boss, then basically I can just simply continue things on with the actual collectible stuff. But either way though, that's saying something, so... Anyway, so there's another blueprint right here. And I get the feeling that the last blueprint will require you to able to utilize... Oh god! I totally forgot about the watermelon bombs! By, let's just say, a zinger or something? Gee, I wasn't paying attention to that literally at all, so... Anyways, let's activate those feather switches like so. And able to actually access to this special new area that we haven't exactly got to yet. Like, it's got everything, ranging from, well, first of all, we actually access to pad number 5, which actually pretty much leads us to all the way up to the top of the mountain, basically, which obviously features just some more oranges, and on top of that, well, banana coins on top of that, so... It'll be recommendable, though, if you actually miss out on the actual banana balloons, especially in Diddy Kong's case or something, so... And I'm guessing something to do with those large plum trees. I'm guessing Chunky Kong can able to actually get up there, thanks to that particular special barrel right there. But, at the very least, there's a special barrel for Tiny Kong right here. So, and there's the forms of the golden banana right here. So, how do we exactly get there? Well, simply just get onto the mushroom as we go, and... Wow! Hole in one! Through that hole over there. Wow, thank you. Especially that sometimes the camera might freak out at points, but, wow, I somehow managed to do this on the first attempt, so, that's nice for me. Okay then, well, despite the fact that we're not using golf clubs or anything else like that, I mean, what is this, like, Donkey Kong, golf or something like that? I mean, you're gonna love it though, I suppose, if that seems to be the case, but, I've got no words. Okay then, so that was unexpected, but anywho, so we'll grab some more of those bananas for Tiny, just go for these little like logs and stuff like that, which kind of think about it, these log segments do kind of reminds me of something related to like in Clanker's Cavern level from the likes of Banjo-Kazooie, except, well, thankfully there's no swimming involved, so, and also it's still autopilot, and also regards the banana medal as well, so, nicely done. But we're not exactly done with this yet, though, because, obviously, oh yeah, there's actually a trick to this, though, with only for certain Kongs, as far as I'm aware, which I'll point things out whenever we get to the next video, so let's get into this little beehive right here, so we can potentially try to able to avoid, you know, a lot of zingers around here, because since we are on small form, so this also means that everything else, or every enemies are huge, so we need to be very cautious about this, so... And also I realized there's a banana balloon right there, and I think we've almost done with the Tiny Kong bananas that we've collecting, so... So, yeah, there's not much else to say. So I believe we're going to be able to go through 3 different sections in this beehive, so... Which pretty much obviously leads us to the golden banana eventually. So let me just get rid of those shrimp traps by only utilizing the exploding oranges and stuff. And ground pound that switch as we go. But, yeah. Oh yeah, let's talk about the forms of that particular Windows software as I briefly pointed things out. Ever since the beginning portion of the video, almost. That, basically, though, is the fact that version 8.1 has been ended services right now. Well, technically it already did manage to become a thing, during the Forms event 10 days ago. So, yeah, it's kind of sad able to see that particular Windows software has been ended. Although, it makes obvious sense, because obviously we moved on to the future and stuff like that, with all this future, you know, software updates here and there, but that's saying something, so... And also, we've actually got the golden banana right there, and I think we've only got one more left for Tiny Kong, which is very obviously, it'll be a blueprint, delivered thing to Snide, so... And also, I just realized I think I went to the wrong way, so... But that's okay, because... You know, the actual exit is just not very far, so... And I think that pretty much takes care of the forms of Tiny Kong. Well, the only time exception being is, of course, the blueprint, which we'll get to that in a moment. So, anyways, let's switch over now to Chunky Kong to do multitude of things now, such as, for instance, well, remember that particular big plum trees we've on about? Well, basically that is when the huge Chunky Kong transformation comes in. And from here, we're able to actually climb one of those trees, and of course it tells us the instructions, despite the fact that we've already done this ever since in Frantic Factory. But regardless of everything else though, it's just the fact that I honestly have no idea why Squirks the Parrot just somehow showed up while we're able to actually in this transforming state, so... And something tells me right in the center, there's going to be another Golden Banana Challenge just right in here, so... And I wonder what minigame are we going to be doing next?
Welcome to bonus.
Oh god, Minecart Mayhem. Some people might find this minigame to be a tad frustrating, especially considering about the fact that all you have to do in this minigame right here is the fact that we need to be able to survive on this while, you know, keep changing the actual junction while simply trying to avoid the minecart bomb, because otherwise if you get it, you have to start all over. And also what I found is a little bit weird is that there's no music in the background, which again, I'm guessing is probably because of the emulation issues running on the Wii U Virtual Console or something, which I know for a fact that unlike the original version on the game on the N64, does have music, which I found is a little bit jarring when it comes to like the lack of music or something. But either way though, I honestly have no idea why we have none of the music at all. But at the very least, the Golden Bananas now appeared, so we still need to turn into Big Chunky Kong right here until we obtain it. So there we go. 67. So nicely done. And of course, we'll turn back into its normal size, because if you somehow manage able to walk into other areas of the forms of Jungle Japes, then it might be seems very obvious that you won't be able to actually explore every single areas while in this particular transforming state. So, but at the very least, we did somehow manage to get ourselves the banana medal for the likes of Chunky Kong. So, yeah, looking good so far. And I think, fundamentally speaking, no issues whatsoever in Journey Forms of Jungle Japes so far, which I was quite intrigued by that. So, because considering that, you know, as I said before, this is one of the easiest worlds in the game for sure, and there's another Golden Banana right afterwards by simply tossing the rock, and that way we can now able to actually access to the last area in Jungle Japes, which only Chunky Kong can able to actually access to. Like ground pound it for about a few times, and that way we'll end up in the underground caverns. So, and I think I seem to recognize this particular area, because when I was a kid, every time when I leave the title screen running for Donkey Kong 64, then I somehow managed able to enjoy watching the gameplay demo footage for Donkey Kong 64, just to see what certain areas will look like. But I do definitely know that there are certain title screen demo gameplay footage sequence managed to contain 5 scenery scenes. Like, for instance, I think there's actually 2 of them. Or actually, technically 3, if you want to count the minecart minigame challenge for Diddy Kong. That basically, there are a grand total of 3 Jungle Japes video footage, and also one of them from Angry Aztec. And the other one is actually based off from Frantic Factory. And I think that's about it, basically. So, oh no, please don't tell me that thing disappears. God damn it. And I think that might actually be the first death or something. Well, because I wasn't expecting I somehow slipped off, so... Yeah, I think that'll be my first death of the playthrough, I'm afraid, guys. Because I could assure you, because I accidentally fell off, so... Oh, jeez, I was not expecting to see this is happening when it comes to, like, well, you know what I mean, that the blueprint every now and then it starts to disappear if you manage able to, like, well, be too slow on these parts, but, seriously, I was not expecting to see that, so... Hopefully we'll try again, but I think rather than just try to use the weapon in order to do it, so I think we should probably do within the actual combat itself in order to able to get that, you know, the 5th and final blueprint in Jungle Japes as we go, and... Oh, really? Okay, whatever. So let's finish you off and hopefully obtain it for reals, like we did right now. So, nice. But then again though, thankfully, oh god, almost died again. Come on, get up. Thank you. Ay ay ay. Things happen sometimes. Anyways, now I shoot the left eye of this little demon face to, well, get some more vines to swing from. And hopefully we'll get, you know, the next golden banana right here. Hooray, we've done it! And of course we got a dirty number, which is 69, so to be expected. And I realized I'm still on the actual vine to jump into, so... Anyways, let's head back. Yeah, sometimes I will admit though, sometimes the platforming can be nerve-wracking sometimes, when it comes to like for certain areas, because most of the time you might accidentally get slipped off towards the edge of the platform. So yeah, there might be a few times that it might actually happen sometimes, so... Alright, so let's just get out this caverns right now. So, yeah, anyway, but I know there's actually some banana coins down there, which Tiny Kong can able to actually access to. Like, you know, with these purple banana coins. But I don't think we can necessarily try to able to get them anytime soon, because, well... Hopefully, though, we're able to save up for something else, so... Anyway, so now let's go ahead and have a quick visit to, Although, actually, before we get to more details on that, though, for Snide HQ, I somehow realized about something. For that plum tree right next to that attack barrel, I think that is where the last bunch of banana was. Yep, there it is, right here. So, there we go. We've now finally completed everything in Jungle Japes. But first off, before we leave, we need to go ahead and get the golden banana right now for not only for Lanky Kong, but also Tiny Kong and Chunky Kong as well for, you know, delivering the blueprint for Snide himself. So, and I think depending on how many blueprints you're going to be collecting, like as you notice on the forms of in you know, Frantic Factory World. That basically, though, we did somehow manage to able to get 3 golden bananas with Donkey Kong. I'm guessing it's most likely because, well, obviously we've already obtained the blueprint for Donkey Kong for the likes of not only in Jungle Japes, but also Angry Aztec and also Frantic Factory as well. So you might still able to get a guarantee that you will able to actually get out of the golden bananas, depending on what specific variation of Snide's HQ you're about to be entering into. It doesn't matter what world you go into, but either way, at least that might be saying something, so... And also, I just realized we're about to get 2 golden bananas with Tiny Kong, as far as I'm aware. Oh yes, because of the DK Isles, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, that's pretty much summed up as such. And we'll probably go ahead and quickly switch over to Chunky Kong to able to get probably 1 more golden banana for, you know, Jungle Japes, until we're basically done with everything for Jungle Japes itself. So... So, looks like the fan is trying to blow the actual boat with the actual spear itself. And there's the golden banana. So, nicely done. 73. Nice. And I was quite impressed about the fact that we actually conclude the rest of the forms of Jungle Japes within just about under an hour. So, yeah, let me double check on the actual checklist here. So, yep, it looks like we basically done everything. So, all the golden bananas, all the blueprints, all the collectible bananas, banana medals, including banana fairies. Seriously, so much. Anyways, you can also just manage to able to exit out the level by simply utilizing the pole screen, just to ensure that you make the actual travel segments a bit easier for you and a bit quicker to manage, rather than just, you know, navigate all the way through the beginning portion of the entrance. So, anyway, so that's pretty much that. And yeah, 2 worlds done and only a few more worlds to go when it comes to, like, completing everything. So, and of course, next up it will be Angry Aztec, though, which... Before I get into more details onto that, though, is that, well, there was actually the thing that, actually forget it. So, anyway, so, And why do I just go back out? Seriously, camera angles are weird sometimes. But anyway, yeah, before we dive right into Angry Aztec for the final time, let me quickly go ahead and charge over to these little familiar symbols for Diddy Kong, because I can assure you we're most able to do... Yeah, let me do one more minigame challenge for this video, because something tells me that not able to reach it for that particular bonus challenge right here. I think we do need Tiny Kong for this. Well, I know there's another method you can able to actually just get up there, but I think I should also do the quickest method to able to actually get to that bonus barrel as we go by using Tiny Kong, and hopefully we'll make our way to the bonus barrel as we just somehow use the ponytail twirl. Well, you need to able to find something that's a little bit tad higher to able to actually reach it up there. No, I don't want to talk to you, Wankly Kong. Seriously, what is up with this at points? But anyway, let's just go ahead and get the adjustable camera going, and off we go to the next minigame, which I'm pretty sure it's basically exactly the same minigame as before, Big Bug Bash. So in some cases though, except the fact the matter is though, we now need to hit the fly for about 8 times, so... Although I'm not exactly sure this is a new minigame we might play, but either way though, again, it's been a very long time since I actually last played this, so forgive me if I botched some parts up, so... You know, think of like playing, you know, Super Mario Maker and Mario Paint basically, so... Yeah, just imagine that, so... Except you're obviously going to be playing with the Nintendo 64 controller to able to control the actual fly swatter, so... Oh, come on. Come on. Thank you. Sometimes you need to be so accurate with all that, you know, using the actual, the fly swatter itself. But there we go. We've completed this minigame challenge. And get ourselves another golden banana for Tiny Kong. So, 74. The exact same number as Kept King 74. So, that's sure something. So, and I think we'll go ahead and quickly switch over to Chunky Kong again. So, I think we can probably say this right now. We've got the endings off this point right here. So, join me next time for more Let's Play of Donkey Kong 64. Instead, we're going to be revisiting back to the forms of the Angry Aztec and hopefully complete everything in that world as well. So I'll see you guys until on Monday. Later, fellas.